All right, day 6. Today was a very busy day. So I had to wait for a call at around 11. So I decided to just walk around, see the city a little bit. And I was walking around and I'm thinking about tea, I'm thinking about all these different things. And then I look up and I see something that I'm like, okay, this is cool. I think I got it. And it was a picture of this. You see that? It's an emblem. It's a tea leaf for a political party, and you can see there's three people in the middle. So that's kind of like an ingenious. And of course, there's Ataturk and a bunch of flags too. And oh, before I forget, this is the tea. This is not the tulip glass per se. This is a tea glass. I have to find the tulip glass for you so you can check that out. Um, so I was just waiting for that, waiting for the call. I was walking around and then got the call. Then I jumped in an Uber, drove over to the meeting place, the site, and I met some culinary professors, and they were very, very hospitable. And I told them about my research, and I asked them some questions, and they, helped me understand my topic a bit more. The tea is essential. I think tea is very important. It is I think, the food that exemplifies Turkey. It's very refreshing. It's something that when people come over to the house, that you serve. It's done with a lot of ceremony. Like you warm up the glass with some hot water, and then you pour the tea in. It can't be all the way to the top because you burn your hands. That's a main thing. You can't fill it all the way up to the top. You have to leave a little space so you can drink. It has to be 100 milliliters, because if it's not, then it's too much. And if it's too much, that means it'll get cold. And if it gets cold, the tea is no longer drinkable. It's not as good. So we were talking about all this. All this is an unspoken, passed down from generation to generation. And that's why when I sat in the breakfast hall and I saw people go and I poured the tea, it was at the same thing that they were doing. Just what I described with the hot water, they were all doing it. And we talked about yogurt as well. And yogurt was very interesting, because yogurt, the people that I was talking to were very, very cool. They said hummus is definitely not Turkish. It's more from Lebanon, Syria. So they had a very nuanced approach. And then I mentioned yogurt, and they said this is non-negotiable. Yogurt is Turkish. And so it fits in a theme. The theme is that these foods are the foods that's like very simple. These are the most highly contested food. And I think because it's a sustenance, it sustains you during very hard times. It's what people feel affection for those sorts of foods. I think that is where my research, my project, will stand out, because I've identified something very important, that these very simple foods, are so highly contestable because they're a source of comfort during bad times. And this is ours, right? That's the important thing, is that no one can take that away. I also brought up the Sever syndrome, and they understood that you don't want to give an inch, because of the history of Turkey and how difficult things were during the Treaty of Sevres. And so all of that played into it. And then I got a little tour of the university. It's fascinating, the beautiful chocolates, and they gave me some ceviche. And I looked in all the classrooms were very European, the European style kitchens. I think one of them said that it was inspired by the show Master Chef. And so all of these things are very important. And I thought to myself, you know what? I think this is part of Ataturk, the idea of, like the hat law, instituting the hat law, and the alphabet, changing the alphabet into the phonetical European type. I think that's part of that relationship. So very interesting. And then I came back home and I walked around and I had some Iskandar kebab. And you might be asking, what is that? It's this. Go. Okay, won't go. So it's just, yeah, that's bulgur on the left or right. The red stuff. That's the meat. Under is some bread, and then of course you have yogurt. So all the basic food groups that makes a meal a meal. So tomorrow is Friday. So Friday, what am I gonna do? That's a good question. Here I have a little snack. I got a meat patty or a meat pie or whatever you want to call it. Because I had that and I said there's bread underneath. You know, it made it look like a lot of meat. But yeah, so I got a little meat pie. And wow, look at that. That's a nice little, smells delicious. It's like a little lahmacun, but a very smart version. Lahmacun or lahmacun, whatever it's called in Turkish. It's like a staple. It's very good. It tastes the same like in Lebanon or like in any bakery from the the Middle East. What Israel, Palestine, Jordan, Syria, or Lebanon. It's very good. That was a good bite, full of meat. This thing was only for $1. 35, I think 35 Turkish lira. And it's it's good. It's simple, delicious, and cheap. I think that's a lot of Balkan food. So I'm so tired. As I rest, I have to start thinking about, because everything good comes in threes, right? I have to start thinking about a third thing about Turkey. I know the pride, Ataturk, the confidence, self-confidence, and prestige. There's also the strong state, the centralized state, the trust as well. And there's got to be a third thing. Maybe it's the nostalgia for these simple foods. Yeah. But things are going well. The project is working out nicely. And yeah. I was walking around today and I was walking around and I saw a really nice suit and it was only for $50 US. It was a 3-piece suit. So I decided to get it, and I don't know if it's wool. It says it's 80% wool, 20% something I've never heard of. But it looked nice, and I don't know how well it's going to dry clean, but it's okay. I think I'm going to like it very much. It has a vest, like a jacket, a vest, and pants. And I also got it altered as well. Got it altered for 150 Turkish lira, which is like almost $2 US. So that was nice. And they're very prompt with service. So yeah. Oh my goodness, yes. Today I went up for breakfast expecting the same sort of thing, and they had something different. They were scrambled eggs with suju. Oh, here's another thing. Scrambled eggs with suju, and that's like a sausage, and it just knocked my socks off. So I really hope they have more of that tomorrow. I really do. There's something that I want to talk about. When you're traveling for this long, I've been away from home and my comforts of home and all my stuff and all my, everything for about a month now. It's been 1 month, and I find myself taking comfort in the things that I'm familiar with. So Lebni is like a cheese that I grew up with. My mom used to make it. I can make it. It's very simple. You just put some yogurt in a bag in a cheesecloth, strain out the excess water, and after like maybe a day or two, you just take that and just mix some beautiful salt, and then put it in a dish. Add some olive oil, stir it up, and that's it. That's all it takes. So there's some lebne here in the for breakfast, and I really like it. It just reminds me, it's perfect, and it reminds me of home. In Macedonia, I had these beautiful pistachios that I couldn't find again, but it just reminded me of home, and it's very comforting. It's something that uh, grounds you, right? And maybe that's why these foods that are very nostalgic, like these yogurts and feta and all these things, it's just so highly contested, because you're interfering with my comfort, my pride, maybe myself. Maybe you identify with these foods. Who knows? Maybe you have an attachment for those foods because it helped you. And so you want to consider it yours. I don't know. I'm trying to theorize here. Um, but for me, when I'm in this room, I work on my field notes. Maybe I answer some emails for work, or some messages from friends, and then I like to relax, and I like to watch shows. Right now, I'm rewatching episodes of it's a Canadian show. It's very naughty. It's vulgar. Kenny versus Spenny. So I'm rewatching that, and it's like when I'm in my zone, I forget I'm in a foreign country, because I feel like I'm at home. And then when you wake up in the morning, I guess you open the curtains and then you realize, no, you're actually not home. You're somewhere else. So that's an interesting thing, really. Yeah, I'd like to think about that some more. The environment that you're in kind of shapes how you feel. I don't know. There's something there. You just have to think about it. That's all. And sometimes you don't know what you're thinking about until something knits one idea with another idea. There has to be something to glue, like a third idea to knit two things together, or glue. Yeah. All right, that's enough. Thank you, and until next time, thank you. Ciao.